Hey, welcome to today's edition of Cowboys Chat from the Car. I'm your host, as always, Ben Grimaldi, and today we're talking about missing out on Jamal Adams and the mourn that has come with it. The Cowboys pursued Jamal Adams pretty heavily yesterday at the trade deadline, and they didn't come away with the safety from the Jets. And you know, a lot of people wanted Jamal Adams, and I put out on Twitter, you know, does the hype match the player? Does it match the 6th overall pick in the draft and giving up all those draft compensation to get Jamal Adams? I never thought it did. He's a really, really good player, don't get me wrong. And some people tried to harp on me on Twitter and basically say, of course he's worth the hype. I don't see it with Jamal Adams. I think Jamal Adams is a really, really good player. He's an awesome player. He's a Pro Bowl level player, but, you know, he doesn't change games. He's not a playmaker. He's not a difference maker on defense. And I was definitely okay giving up a first and maybe a third and a fifth or something, but I would not want to have to give away too much to get Jamal Adams. And the Cowboys agreed. They weren't going to give up a first in 2 seconds, is what the rumor was. And that's a smart decision by the Dallas Cowboys. There was no need to overpay to get Jamal Adams. I don't think he's the missing piece. He would have been a big help, but I still think the Cowboys were smart in staying strong and not overpaying for Jamal Adams. He was a really, really good player, don't get me wrong, but only 5.5 sacks and 4 forced fumbles and 2 interceptions as in his career. That's not enough production, game-changing production for me. If it was an Earl Thomas in his prime, yeah, I probably would have done it, but Jamal Adams isn't that to me. Also, today, Cowboys, you know, they acquired Michael Bennett last week, and, you know, Martellus Bennett was on the Cowboys for a few years when he first came into the league, and he's kind of dogged the Cowboys and Jason Garrett since he's left. But today he had some really positive things to say to Michael Bennett about coming to Dallas, and he said the crowd and the fans and playing that stadium and with Jerry Jones, and it's kind of where you want to be. It's a good place for you to play football, and that's really strange because Bennett has been nothing but dismissive about the Cowboys and his experience with the Cowboys, and especially Jason Witten. And we know Michael Bennett won't be playing offense, but kind of shocking to hear Michael Bennett compliment the Cowboys and their organization. Marty Bennett compliment the organization to his brother Michael, who was now a member of the Cowboys. So a little bit of a shocker there. And also, we're talking about the Cowboys. They lost a player. They lost Michael Jackson, cornerback, in the 5th round draft pick in 2019 this year, to the Lions. The Lions claimed him off the Cowboys practice squad, so they'll be down a player who they probably had some hopes for to develop and maybe make a run at the team in the next year or two. But Michael Jackson plucked off the Cowboys practice squad, and he'll be on the Lions game roster for at least the next 3 weeks if they choose to keep him. So that's it for here. So the Cowboys back at it, practicing, preparing for Monday night against the Giants, and we'll have some updates tomorrow on injuries and practice, who practiced and who didn't, since tomorrow's the real ramp up for the Giants on Monday night. So this has been Cowboys Chats from the Car. I'm your host, Ben Grimaldi. You can find me on Twitter at Ben Grimaldi, as well as writing for the Cowboys Wire and CowboysNation.com. Thanks, guys.